Yo, what's good? Is your host Il Barber. Today we drove out to Brockton, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston, to interview Lex Andre. He's a dope barber. Check it out.
Getting up every day. 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 Getting up, level up, give a fuck what you say. Getting up, level up, give a fuck what you say.
All right, so I was born in the Cape Verde Islands. Came to the United States in '97, and I've been living in Brockton for about 20 years now, maybe 21 years. And we've been in business for 8 years. We opened in 2010.
Okay. So I seen on your profile that a flag on there. Are you from is it West Africa?
Yeah, West Africa, yes.
Yeah?
So
Were you
yeah.
born and raised out there?
Yeah, came when I was 10 years old.
When you were 10?
Yeah.
How was your childhood out there?
It was amazing to say the least, man.
Yeah?
It was different though, you know? So I came from a rural place, you know? We didn't have a telephone line till I was 6, you know? So it's crazy to be able to live in an era where you can go from, say, having no telephone line to being on the internet. You know, I'm one of those generation that seen that transition, you know?
Yeah.
So it's crazy because I was back there in April, and I went to go visit you know, my grandparents' town. And you got people herding cows and stuff, and they're live. Yeah, they're live on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I had to just stop for a second and just reflect on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that what you remember too? Just herding cows and all that?
No, well, I mean that I was young, so that was never a responsibility of mine. But I definitely, like my grandfather. You know, he's a farmer, so. Those are vivid memories for my childhood, yeah.
Is that when on your profile I saw you taking pictures with lions and all that? Is that when you were out there?
No, that's actually from East Africa, a trip that I just came back from, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a second generation barber. Okay. My father, who also happens to be, you know, co-worker here. He's
That's your pops right there?
yeah. So yeah, I gotta say I learned the trade, you know, initially from my father, and I'm blessed for that because it was always around, so I always had the resources. And I remember when I was 12 one day, I was already cutting at the house, and he was working at a barber shop on the south side of town called Greenlight, and they needed help. It was back to school weekend.
Yeah.
And they was super jammed in there. So he called me at the house, said, "You want to come down and do a few cuts just to help out?"
Yeah.
So I went in that one weekend. I did the cuts, and you know, it was just mostly like Caesar cuts that I was doing in lineups on kids because I was about like this tall.
Yeah.
No grown man was gonna let me touch their head. So I would basically do all the elementary school and junior high kids. And it was a success at the end of the day, I guess, to them. So they kept calling me back every weekend for me to go work there. So I worked there from 12 till 16, just like under the table. And I'm not even gonna say the name of the shop just so I don't put anything on blast, where, you know, it's in the past. And that's really how my barbering career kickstarted right there. I never thought I would be a barber at that age. It was just not something I was very into yet.
Yeah.
But I just did it because it was in the house, you know. Like I said, I had the resources for it, and I was making money at 12 years old. That, you know, people were still doing paper routes. You know, some kids at that age can't even get a permission to get a job. So I found that, you know, just working Fridays and Saturdays, I could, you know, buy some shoes, buy some clothes, and I have to ask my father for money. It was a good feeling of independence. So I continued doing it for several years, you know, and until I realized that, you know, I can make it into a career. But I never really took it seriously until like I was about 20, 22.
Yeah.
And that's when I started putting things together, you know, to eventually open the shop. And a year later, in 2010, yeah, me and my father. So it's been a great experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say the least.
So how long has your dad been cutting hair?
We've been cutting hair for about 35 years or more. Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
You got kids too?
Nah, I don't have no children yet, man. Not yet. Soon, though.
Yeah.
Soon. Yeah. You know, I know. Probably people gonna wonder if he's gonna be a barber. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or she's gonna be a barber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all what they want to do with it with themselves. So yeah. I would pray that one of them would at least, you know, if I was to have multiple kids, that one of them will at least carry the craft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nene, how you feeling? You okay?
Yeah.
You good? You had breakfast yet? Okay.
Hey, tell me about the how you got on the source.
All right.
That's
So, well, that was part of the source situation was part of the CT Barber Expo. So
Okay.
the source was one of the. I guess they were one of the. I don't know if they were one of the sponsors for the CT Barber Expo,
Yeah.
or they had they just wanted to do. I guess they wanted to really do a documentary on a barbering aspect of things, and no like really public magazines that you see out there that's in the industry has done stuff. They have small I should say smaller barber magazines that's on the come up. So right now you actually have several barber magazines that's getting really big.
Yeah.
So you have like Barber Evil that everybody's aware of. They're doing really big things. But when I talked to one of the editors from the source named Michael, he had told me that their goal was trying to connect, you know, barbershops into the hip hop world basically, because they had a feeling that barbershop was all the conversations and the topics that, you know, end up in the source happens anyway, so why not include it? So I was one of the candidates that was invited to be part of that story. So it was a really exciting moment for me. I didn't even quite put it together on how nice, you know, that would have been,
Yeah.
until I seen the plaque when Jay Majors had sent the plaque over, because he was gonna make a couple orders of the plaque. So he said it'd be nice to have it in the shop. And once I put it up, that's when it hit me. You know, this is a nice thing going on.
So how much you guys charge here? Does every barber charge a different price, or?
Now we have a unit price, so think about it as like real estate, man. So barbering is really what you know the business is that you have some people who take really good pride in and have a lot of respect for the craft, so they understand the work and the value. Obviously, as you get educated as a barber, you know, you understand how to develop your business, so it's really a hustle.
Yeah.
But then you have certain shops that they're playing the cutthroat game, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. So those are your guys who is like doing minimum charges for like $5-10, and they really mess up everything around them, because there's a short-term vision on that. And it's just think of it as real estate. So if you have a nice house, you fix it up, you know, you have a nice mansion, but then everything else around you don't look as good. So that puts the retail value on your house as well. So when you're in an area, it doesn't matter how well you do your shop, and if everybody else is not with the program, the fluctuation of prices can really hurt your business unless you learn how to market that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we in a urban setting, you know. So it's a city, you know. It's not a very rich city, but it's a very vibrant city. You know what I mean by that? There's a lot of ethnicities. There's a lot of group of people, which makes it perfect for a barbershop because now you have all styles of hair that barbers can practice, and you have people who really be able to master and cut all different styles of hair, and that's really how the talent in your shop grows.
Yeah.
And we've developed a system where we have our regular premium cuts, then we have we have our standard cuts, then we have our premium cuts. So we make it fair for the people that just want the average haircut, or the people that really want to go above and beyond, you know, and get the premium haircuts.
Yeah.
And that's the way we've learned how to market it. So we can still charge above the going rates in our city and still be able to give the standard haircuts and be able to compete.
Okay.
So we don't lose that type of competition. So that's something that we've been in developing for years, is learning how to market, you know, your cuts the right way. So you still maintain your client flow over the years.
Well, throughout the week, are you pretty booked?
Yeah, when I'm on schedule, I'm booked every day.
Every day?
Every day.
So the haircuts run about what, like 30 bucks?
Depending, so on the premium cuts, like a fade like this will start at 20, you know, then it'll go up, you know, depending on what you get done. So, and you know, and the thing about it, teaching barbers too, is just like when you go to a restaurant, you know,
Yeah.
when you get the meal, then what do they ask you? You want a dessert? So the same thing, you gotta learn how to implement that and to keep growing your business. So a lot of barbers are doing everything and it's like $25. No, it doesn't work that way, you know? One of the thing that we always stress at Marvelous Cuts is that here, all of our barbers use the razor, unless the client prefers not to use the razor, but this is our main tool for our finishing job right here. And this is something that we like to make sure that we'll never lose in the tradition of shops. But you're starting to see all across the board, you're starting to see a lot of barbers using the razor now because they understand, you know, that clients are looking for that type of finishing work. And not just that, but they want to know that as a barber you can also use the razor very well. Excuse me. And you go to a lot of shops sometimes, guys are not even using razor. And they're trying to sharpen their trimmers to mimic the razor, and a lot of time what that's causing, it's causing a lot of, you know, irritation on the skin. So you've probably seen people before where they just have a permanent lineup. Yeah. And that's just due to just trying to mimic to get it as clean as the razor, but you can't, just for the fact that once you zero gap the clippers and you push the top blades too far out, now that's like having a little mini chainsaw on somebody's skin, you know? Let me just do the front, okay? So. Yeah, I learned how to, when I first learned how to barber, I learned how to do things the old school way, you know? I learned how to cut with, you know, shears over comb. Yeah, and if you notice, I go straight to the straight razor. I don't line it up first with the machine.
Like that, you feel like it's time consuming?
I don't know. I never understood why people do that. I think it's just doing the job twice when you can just do it all, you know, in one take. And I find it's about being effective, you know. I want to do things that I don't feel like I have to take more time than I need to. So if I can get all this hair done with the straight razor first, now if there's certain areas I feel like I can't really get because of the way the hair sits, then I might use the trimmers on it. But normally I would just go in right away with just straight with the razor. So in a scenario like this is what I'm talking about. See, so when you might have a hair that might stick out like that. So scenarios like that, I'll just go back just to get the loose ends. Just to get the loose ends in there.
Alright, go ahead.